We're setting up for the scene, so they're putting us all in the circle, and the director comes in. He's like, "All right, Mr. Freeman is gonna sit over there," and he points to the chair next to me. I'm like, "Oh, next to me?" And I was like, "Oh my god!" So we're all kind of looking around and be like, "All right, get it out of your system now, before he comes in. You gotta act good before God." So then it was his time to come in. And, you see this tall figure walking into the gymnasium, and he doesn't need an introduction. We all know who he is. So he comes up to me first as for me to introduce myself. And I'm like, "Oh, it's such an honor, sir. I'm so happy to get to work with you." And then he just kind of looks at me and he's like, "Yeah, don't bother telling me your name. I won't remember it anyway." And then walks to the next person for an introduction. I'm just like, oh.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Film Goals podcast. Today, I'm back with the one and only Allie, the Gran Finali.
Woo woo.
So, how you been? What you been up to?
Been busy. I've been broken, but busy.
So, Allie came in here with a crutch. What is that thing called?
It's called an I Walk Free. And because I had crutches for 2 days and it just was not it. So I bought this thing on Amazon and I just look like a modern day pirate.
It's because you fell down the stairs, right? Or...
No, I stepped off a curb. I wish I had a better story, but there was a rock that I didn't see and I crumpled like an old sheet.
Okay. So, well, the funniest thing is what we're going to talk about is that you walked the red carpet and
I
you
did.
walked there with
I have pictures,
with a
Getty
crutch.
images, flaunting my stuff with my crutch.
All right, so I wanted to have you back on because you just got back from South by Southwest, and it's
Yep.
like one of the biggest film festivals around, and you got to be in a film that was premiered there.
Yes.
So let's talk about what the movie is,
Yeah,
how
I
you
can
got
finally
it,
talk about it.
and who's in it, which some cool people are in it. So.
Yes. So what do you want to hit first?
How did you get the role? Did you audition? What was the role that you auditioned for?
So actually, it started off as a short film, Merit and Zoe. And so I played a role in there and I auditioned for that one. And then they were able to get a big enough budget and greenlit to do a whole full feature because the short film was kind of like a proof of concept, like sizzle reel.
It's called Merit and Zoe. Mm-hmm. Merit, like Merit.
Yep.
Okay. And that's the name of the person?
That's the name of one of the people. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So Merit and Zoe are like the two main characters.
And did you have the same role in the short and in the feature?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I played a veteran in a group group talk session.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Like what is that called? Like the circle?
Yeah, exactly.
You guys
Yeah,
get all your
we're
feelings?
sat in a circle in like a gymnasium.
And how did you find the role?
I think it was Casting Networks. It was either that or Actors Access.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you want to go for it?
I felt like I fit the role. Like they're asking for real veterans. And the way they wanted us to do the audition, I remember them saying like, "Okay, talk about your experience, but not too sad. Like, don't make it too dramatic, but just like kind of like matter of factly." So
So do you think maybe did they have a script for you to read or
no, I just had to,
tell your story?
yeah,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah.
So what kind of like how deep into it did you go with like your story?
I just talked about my service, how many tours I'd done, and like what my job was in the military, and saw some stuff, but
Held a dead body.
they're like, "Tell my mom I love her." No, I don't remember exactly what I said. I just remember sitting there and just kind of like talking about my military experience. Just like I am sitting here talking to you.
That's cool. Well, congrats. That's awesome. Thanks. So then what was the difference in being in the short and being in the feature?
Well, I'll tell you when they reached out to me. So the director, Kyle Houseman Stokes, it was his first feature film actually. So I was like, man, way to set the bar high. Like first full feature, you get into South by Southwest, you're getting all these great articles written. But he called us all individually, the veterans from the short film, was like, "Hey, would you like your same role in the feature?" And I'm like, "Yes." And so they flew us out to Oregon, was where we filmed for like 2 days. So they flew us out, had a trailer. I was like, oh my God. And hotel room. So it was an amazing experience. I was like, oh, please don't let this be the pinnacle of my career. Let this be the beginning, of bigger and better things. Wow. And then actually getting to be in scenes with some like A-list actors. Like actually the scene that I'm in, or a couple of the scenes, are with Morgan Freeman. And so we weren't really sure if he was actually on the project yet. Like it wasn't told to us and until we got there. And I was like, okay. Because, they made us sign NDAs, so we couldn't talk about it. Couldn't post anything. Like we had pictures and stuff, but we can't post anything of the actors. Because A, they don't want anything getting out about the project. And B, like it's, the actors, like you need a lot of permission to just post a picture of Morgan Freeman,
That's God. You can't just post a picture
right?
of God.
Like, did you get God's permission? So it was funny, like we're setting up for the scene. So they're putting us all in the circle and the director comes and he's like, all right, Mr. Freeman is going to sit over there. And he points to the chair next to me. I'm like, oh, next to me? And I was like, oh my God. So we're all kind of looking around and be like, all right, get it out of your system now, before he comes in, you gotta act good before God, So then it was his time to come in and, you see this tall figure walking into the gymnasium and he doesn't need an introduction. We all know who he is. So he comes up to me first as like for me to introduce myself. And I'm like, oh, it's such an honor, sir. I'm so happy to get to work with you. And then he just kind of looks at me and he's like, yeah, don't bother telling me your name. I won't remember it anyway. And then walks to the next person for an introduction. I'm just like, oh.
Damn.
Yeah, we'll never forget that.
Was he being sarcastic or was he serious?
Yeah, he was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
But he was being sarcastic.
He was joking around.
Yeah.
That's
very
hilarious.
Sharp wit. Very sarcastic. Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's hilarious. Did you have a line with him? Did you talk to him? Or
I had a couple lines.
Okay.
And they're just different scenes throughout the film because, there are different scenes coming back to like the therapy sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the question. What was the difference between the short and the
I didn't answer
and the
question
feature
at all.
other than like the A-list celebrities or whatever, A-list actors?
Well, getting flown out and everything.
What about like the set part, like the filming part?
Definitely more crew and trying to think.
Did you have the same lines?
Some of the same lines. Because, we basically just talk about ourselves. Like, they really are just asking us.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, so my lines, the only thing that mine really was is that I'm supposed to say that I'm a teacher. Like, that's my character. Like, I was security forces, federal agent, served 3 combat tours, and now I'm a teacher, So he really liked that contrast,
I was going to ask, did you have the same name? Like
no.
your name, or did they give you a name?
I think they gave me a different name. I think
okay.
I was like Molly in the first one, and I'm like Emily in this one,
okay,
or something like that.
So the script, there was like script changes and everything for at least for your stuff.
Very little, if any. Yeah.
And did you watch the original short?
Yeah.
And how was like the difference between that and the feature? Like,
yes, there was a difference. So
was the short like a scene or was it like a whole like complete?
No,
short?
no, it was a complete short.
Okay.
Yeah, like they had a good reveal of like the best friend Zoe. Like she is dead. Like it's a figment of her imagination, like haunting her.
Oh. Of
like survivor's guilt, and like her friend committed suicide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so she feels really guilty.
Yeah, tell us the plot. No, tell us what it's about. Like,
I'll give you the description.
You pulled out your phone, so.
Because in the short film, like that was the big reveal at the end, is that she was dead. But in the full feature, it's like blatantly said, like towards the middle of the film.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so this film, My Dead Friend Zoe, world premiere. The film is, South by Southwest 2024 world premiere. The film is a dark comedy drama starring Sonequa Martin Green, Natalie Morales, Ed Harris, Morgan Freeman, Utkarsh I am so sorry. Ambedkar. He does Ghosts. I don't know if you guys have watched that show.
Okay. No.
And Gloria Rubin. Yeah.
Okay.
I am so sorry for mispronouncing your name. Engaged in a mysterious relationship with her wisecracking and dead best friend from the army, a female Afghanistan veteran reluctantly reunites with her estranged Vietnam vet grandfather at the family's ancestral lake house.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And you said it was like a dark comedy drama.
Yeah. Like I said, there's some comedy in there. And, but definitely like some dark elements. I mean, the suicide and stuff.
Yeah. And what about the veteran stuff?
Like
Was any of that stuff like triggering? Like, did they go into, like, because you're a veteran, so you have experience in like what happens in the field. Did they go into that or no?
No.
Oh, it was more about the family dynamic.
It was more so like, yeah, you experience all this war. You go to these deployments in these faraway places, but then it's like you lose more people when you come back home. Yeah. And so they had actually like gotten out of the military. And so now you're thrust back into civilian life. And then it's like, what do you do? Like that's a thing a lot of veterans struggle with, is that transition period. And that's what kind of it was showing, like what happens when you go back home.
Cool. So how was getting to go to South by Southwest?
That was cool. I feel like I just kind of like hit it and left because really we flew out there got there Friday afternoon, and then the showing was at like 2 p.m. the next day, so we had to get there earlier for the red carpet and the pictures, and then the after party was right after, and then that after party lasted for a few hours, and then I'm just like, you're tired, you know? So I got one day because then I left the next morning, so really it was just like there and gone. But getting to walk the red carpet, getting to actually like speak and talk with the actors more. I did get to speak with Saniqua and Natalie while on set, and they're just lovely individuals, like just amazing. Saniqua was just so sweet, and she was telling us like, you know, just how amazed she was that us as veterans, like she felt very special or privileged to be there and actually play that role as a veteran, because she was hearing our stories.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm sure it helped her get into character too. Like, yeah, actually talking to you guys. You know? Yeah, that's crazy. So like, when did you know that you got into South by Southwest, and what is kind of like the process of like going there? Like, you get a pass, and like for like someone that's in the movie.
So we were very fortunate that they had a lot of supporters financially that covered our airfare and our badges. So I just had to cover like lodging and whatever food wasn't provided at the events. So I don't really know how that process would go.
Well, that's it, right? You get flown out there and all that, and you just get your own Airbnb.
Yeah, definitely. If you go, wear comfortable shoes. I was with my crutch and a high heel. Like, I went glam. Like, I had the dress, the hair, you know, and everything. Thank goodness my friend Lizette was there, because I was using her, like, let me hold on to you. You know, walking on this, like, cobblestone.
Did you have that thing when you went?
did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I got pictures of me on the red carpet, you know.
What did people say to you when you were getting photos?
So they just tell them, so you're announced before you step on. So then
they're like, Allie, Gran Finali with crutches on.
I didn't go by Allie. I went by my government name, because that's what's on IMDb. But they didn't even really say my name. They're just, hey, over here, you know. So I was like, I wasn't cool enough for them to say my name.
They're like, we don't know who this is, but let's get photos anyway.
Yeah. And then they're like, hey, but it was nice because then the person that was helping me walk down the red carpet was like, hey, can you guys just pivot to her so we're not making her like walk? I was like, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But what was nice, clap for Southwest, that they gave me pre-boarding privilege. So when I showed up and, you know, they saw they gave me pre-boarding so I could get on first. So Lizette was able to help me get settled in before everybody else starts getting on. And so we could actually pick the front where like there's leg room, because I can't fit this underneath the seat, you know.
Nice. So did you guys have a Q&A after the film or no?
They did. I wasn't a part of it.
Yeah.
It was just the lead actors.
Yeah. And well, how was that?
It was really
Was
good.
Morgan Freeman there?
No, he and Ed Harris were not there, but Sonequa Natalie. And
Ed Harris is that white actor, the old man,
Yeah.
right? Oh, okay.
He plays the grandfather.
Did you get to meet him?
No.
Oh, dude.
All his scenes were at a different location.
Okay. And the director for this, where is he from?
Where is he from? I don't know. I know he was Army. Yeah, he went to film school. And like I said, this is his first
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you usually hear about people like, creating short film concepts and it doesn't go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Did you have a chance to talk to him about like how he did, like how he got to the feature part?
Yeah, actually, I reached out to him and asked to do a mentoring sit down. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yeah. So I came out to LA, met up with him at a coffee shop and just picked his brain a little bit. And so he's like, he got a lot of investors and he was like, his writing, like he did a lot of writing. So making sure that he did really well with his emails and his letters that he would send, that he sent personally to all the actors that he wanted to be in the film. And come to find out, Morgan Freeman was a veteran. I didn't know that. His Air Force. Yeah. And then all the actors he picked, which I really liked, that they have some type of foundation or charity that is like helping with gun safety, veterans, or something like that. So the call to action as part of the film was like, to support those charities and stuff, which will help the community.
That's cool. So did he tell you where he found those investors and how he got those letters to those actors?
Did he just we find didn't go into the details, but he probably sent it to their agents. Bro, you got to ask those questions. He probably sent it to their agents.
Yeah. So what did you learn from that mentoring?
He asked me, like, what did I want to do? He's like, do you want to do more in front of the camera or behind the camera? And I'm like, I want to do both. But he's like, either way, when you decide to start reaching out, like if you want representation, he's like, name drop out of this film, like, because you had some heavy hitters in this film. He's like, so use it to your advantage. And I was like, I just feel so weird. He's like, use it. Yeah. He's like, don't feel weird. Yeah. He's like, I'm giving you permission, basically. Like, it's cool. Yeah. And then he said also for my podcast, he's like, yeah, start asking about getting sponsorships and stuff like that. I was like, oh, yeah, I could. He's like, yeah, do some for free at first, collaborate, and then, build up your portfolio. And basically, he's always open for mentoring. So the further I move along, it's always easy to just reach out to him.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, it's cool that you connected with him like that. So what else you got going on other than now that you're back from South by Southwest? Oh,
well, before I get into that, let me mention, so he is a part of VME. He's one of the founders of VME, which is like Veterans in Media and Entertainment. And so I'm a part of VME as well. And so he is listed as a mentor. So all the other veterans out there, if you're interested in media and entertainment, become a part of VME. Because they also
it's like a union or what?
No, it's like an organization to where they help you get like opportunities and training. So I've done classes on like pitching and stuff like that. Yeah. He's
what, like a founder?
A founder.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And what did you learn from those classes?
Like I said, the pitching is it gave us opportunities to pitch our stuff and like show our material and kind of get a review on it. So that was good. They also had a bunch of like casting directors, producers, showrunners and stuff like that on there to talk to us about things. So we got those connections. If you ever like, hey, this person works with drama. If yours is a drama, like he's a good person to reach out to,
Did you show your shorts or scripts?
I don't remember. I don't know. I don't know if we had our pitch deck done at that point because that was like right after we finished filming it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool though. All right. So what you got going on?
So now what I got going now? It's funny. I actually got booked on 2 projects a couple days after I got back for 2 full features. And the first one was here locally, and it was someone that did the 49. And it's funny because I showed up on set, and there were a lot of familiar faces. I was like, oh, my gosh, I finally get to work with you and you. It's like, I saw you guys. And it was great working with him. It was the first time I actually got to be in a car and pretending like I'm riding in a driving car, but it's actually on a
Oh, it's on the bed.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
so that
cool.
was cool. That was the first. And
you also told me that when you were in Austin for South by Southwest, you auditioned for something.
yes.
So you're always auditioning, which I think is good for people to know. Like, even if you're out there somewhere, like, just pull up how did you do it? You pull up your phone?
Yeah.
And just audition?
And I was like, dang it, I didn't bring my freaking...
You did a self-tape, right?
Yeah, I did a self-tape. I was like, I didn't bring my light. I didn't bring my tripod for my phone. And thankfully, the two people I was rooming with, Lizette and James, they're like, we'll make it work. It was like, James has done so many auditions on the road. He's like, we'll set it up. So we found like a blank wall in the hotel room, and we set up the camera on top of the coffee maker. And they were my readers. And so I just like went through the lines a few times with them. We're like, all right, we got it. And then I did it and submitted it. And I was like, oh, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
And then I got a call like as soon as I got home a couple days later. And they're like, hey, we want to book you for this film, not for the role that you auditioned for, but a different one. And I was like, okay.
That's cool. Yeah. So you auditioned on the road and you got the gig. So there you go.
And it was another veteran role. I'm playing a veteran.
Hey, you start as a veteran and then, you go on from there.
Hey, whatever gets my foot in the door.
Exactly.
But what's really cool about this one is we're going to get to work with miniature therapy horses. Oh. I am so excited.
Ponies?
They identify as...
The miniature horses? Oh, ponies?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what else you got? That's it. Oh, we did a photo shoot.
Yeah.
That I'm still waiting on photos for. So I'm going to put you on blast.
Yes. So I finished editing them in Lightroom, and now I want to do some final touches on Photoshop to see if I can add a little more like pizzazz to it. Because I got the coloring and like the look, the mood that I wanted. Yeah, the style I wanted.
So talk about the concept for the shoot.
Yeah, the photo shoot. I call it the broken doll concept. And basically it's me tied up as like a marionette doll, and I'm in full glam. So like the nice hair, the dress, and the heels and everything. Yeah. And I'm kind of like tied up in the string, and the string is all shiny and reflective, and it's representing getting just all wrapped up in the glitz and glamour and kind of like being, what's the word?
Puppeteered, being like
not controlled, but caught up in it. Yeah, is the best way I think I can describe it. And then just seeing how it's like uncomfortable, and then like being able to cut myself out of that. And it's like, well, when you cut yourself out of an environment that you kind of like fall down, and you have to like recreate yourself. So then it shows like I like smear the makeup and I put on combat boots. I hike up the dress, and then it's like this fierce person. It was like, I was like,
and you did something different to your hair.
Yeah, I put it in like this cool. Lizette did the hair and makeup, and she did like this cool mohawk looking thing with the hair. It was really cool.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun shoot. And I just kind of came on.
Yeah, like last minute.
Yep. I was like, yeah, let me get on. All right. But it's cool that was there, because you said you were gonna shoot everything yourself, and you were like, you had your hands tied, literally. Yeah, like. Then I'm like, yeah, well, good thing I showed up,
Yes, because I would do a lot of self-portraits. Like for my MFA for photography, I've been doing nothing but self-portraits, fine art self-portraits. So I gotten really good at like getting it all set up, and then like tossing the phone to the side and like putting it on a timer, and or using my toe to like tap it. Yes,
you should get a clicker.
I've thought, but I need to see the frame. The composition. Yeah,
that's hard. So, but you say you wanted to expand on that concept, right? And
yes, I want to expand on it. I really think what we did was a good first round to kind of get a feel for it. Now I want to involve other like societal stereotypes or norms that people try to impose on you. So for instance, maybe like a woman who has a child, and like there's all these expectations to being a mom. Like, well, what if you want to be a working mom and stuff like that? Just showing how you might feel tied up, but then to like break free and create your own path.
Yeah.
Maybe so for like the mom, maybe for like a couple where there's all this expectations of like, oh, you're going to get married or you're going to have kids and stuff like that. Like, just do whatever you want, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. When do you plan to shoot that?
Well, amongst all the other stuff.
I know you stay busy. And you still got the podcast.
Yep, still got the podcast going
every week.
strong.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'll actually, coming up this week, I have the lead actor that was in the film that I did here locally.
Oh, on the podcast. Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he's actually gotten stuff on Amazon and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So I was like, ooh, let me pick your brain.
Cool. Mm-hmm. So something that you've been doing recently too on your podcast is you go to people's locations, which is really cool. Mm-hmm. So like, talk about like, I don't know, what was the idea behind that? And
so I was invited to have my own show at this studio. And I looked through, they have like social media network, and I looked through all their shows and I'm like, it's all in one place. It's all very stationary, you know? And a lot of podcasts are stationary, but it's like, I need more movement. I need more.
Right here.
I need more life. And I was like, if I'm interviewing a bunch of creatives, and so I was like, I want to go to their creative space, you know, like show what they're working on, what they're doing, how they do it. You know, because especially a lot of people don't know or they can't visualize how to start. Like, how can I work it in? Like, you have this in like your room, you know, towards like how people use their space to be creative.
Yeah, that's cool. I love that. All right, well, anything else before we wrap it up?
Definitely working on some pre-production writing projects. Just throwing it out there, trying to stay on track.
Yeah,
but more on that later.
Soon come.
Stay tuned.
All right, that's Ali the Grand Finale. I'm gonna leave her stuff below, and we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.